The first step to scoring more points on offense in college football 27 is having a complete scheme and calling good plays. Luckily for you, in this video, I've studied all 134 playbooks in college football 27 to narrow them down to the top 3 you need to be using. Whether you want to play like your favorite pros, you want to play off meta, or somewhere in between, I've got you more than covered in this video, so let's jump right into it. The first playbook you need to start thinking about using is a super toxic offense from Wyoming. Let me show you why. Alright, so our first play here is going to be halfback zone from pistol bunch. Yes, it is a run play because that is how good pistol runs are in this game. This is the first time I've ever played Madden or college football where pistol is actually good. And the reason why is because you're not as far back as when you're a gun, and running the ball is really good. Also, what I've noticed with this handoff animation, it's just faster than a lot of the other handoffs here in this game. So you're really not going to have to, you really deal with these slow animations. But just look at this, if you're on Twitter, you see, there are guys that are literally picking up first downs every single run, averaging a first down on 600 carries with this particular play. That's really how dominant it is. You're able to get to your spot, and the speed boost is still really, really effective in this game, and so it's going to allow you to get to your spot a whole lot sooner. It's going to be kind of like halfback direct snap was in Madden 26, where it's hard to lose yards with this play, right? I mean, really, as long as your average is 3 or 4 yards to carry, that means that you're moving the chains every single time. But really, regardless, you're going to be able to get to your spot, and this play has huge, big play touchdown potential, which is really the biggest reason why it's so good. So just get the handoff faster than a lot of other handoffs in the game, get to your spot sooner, and then try to speed boost and pick up easy yards. But regardless of if you don't ever rip off any big runs, as long as you're staying consistent, this is going to be, that one could have been an opportunity where I actually scored if I could have made that guy miss. But speed boost, spin move, stiff arms, really good in this game. But you see, I get to my spot, and I'm going to, this guy's really not fast enough to be able to score. But that's really what this is. Kind of a simple handoff animation here, faster than other ones. You're going to be able to get to your spot sooner. But let me show you another toxic play here from this Wyoming playbook. Alright, so that play here is going to be shift PA over double post. Alright, so this is our play, and so really what you need to make sure that you're doing here is just being ready to snap the ball. You're going to shift into the play, and then you can hot route. So you're going to come out like you're in pistol bunch, right? So if I reset this play, we're going to be in pistol bunch, and now we can actually set up our hot route. So now we take the snap, and then we throw. So the cross flat is actually a really, really good route in this game. But what I want you to pay attention to is the fact that if you put your running back on a chip and release instead of what he's on right now, what's going to happen is he's going to get to the sideline sooner. So he's going to chip, and then he's going to get out there. And so obviously you got to throw the ball. But the reason why I want to tell you that is because when you're playing against man coverage, let's just say they're going to call a linebacker blitz here. We're going to call our play. We're going to put the chip and release on the running back. Now, I would also set up a good route concept around this. So probably something like this would be pretty good. But this running back, he's going to chip and give you some extra support. And so now you're going to be able to throw your pass down the field. Or if they don't blitz, let's say if we have a man blitz here, cover one hole, where they're not blitzing you, that running back is also, because he's on a cross flat, is going to do a better job of just beating the man coverage outright. So we take the snap, we see how there's no one out there, and so he's going to be able to get to the flat sometimes. Sometimes he's not. This isn't like where Madden 26 where it's glitched 100% of the time. But for the most part, he can get better leverage out there to the sideline. But again, that's why it's really important to have good pocket presence, step up in the pocket, go through your read progression, and then time that catch in the middle of the field just like that. So really, that's what makes this Wyoming playbook so toxic. You're actually going to show them the same pistol bunch look every time, regardless if you're in gun bunch strong nasty, because this play is in gun bunch strong nasty, or you're actually going to be just being pistol bunch or running the ball. Super toxic and tough scheme to stop, which is why it's one that you seriously need to take a look at. Alright, so if you found those first 2 plays helpful from the Wyoming playbook, make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button. They break down college football 27 tips and tricks just like this every single day to help you guys get better, and you don't want to miss out on any of the content that I have. So what are you thinking? Go down below, hit that subscribe button today, and let's jump to those final 2 playbooks. Because next I want to going to break down the best pro offensive playbook here in college football 27 from Fresno State. It has all the best money plays that won Drini $1 million at the Madden 26 championship, and so you're going to want to use these here in this game. Let me show you why. Alright, so the formation that we're going to be in here is going to be gun tight doubles. Now, the plays that are basically Drini's plays are cross halfback angle. The next one here that he used would be, let's see, I think mesh halfback angles one that he used. Smash Y go is a good one. Middle high low, right? A lot of these plays, I mean, cross wheels is already in the game, but that's another one that you want to use. Deep or mesh deep over is good. Cross halfback sneak, that can beat man coverage. Flood slot return, slot halfback return wheel, flood curl, like all these plays are basically like hot routes that like are stock plays here. So this entire playbook, and Fresno State's the only playbook that actually has these, basically Drini plays. Other tight doubles aren't going to have all these super unique plays, and so it's like they kind of made Fresno State not that great everywhere else because you basically have custom plays. But the play that I'm going to break it down here, in this video is going to, we'll just talk about mesh deep over because this is a great route concept. And so really what you're able to see of a mesh concept, you have a crosser and you have a wheel route. So the whole thing about this offense is quick snap because they're giving you stock plays. Now, you can also just create macros as well, in order to make this even better. But this tight doubles is one that I seriously might consider running just off the fact that it's so easy. You can actually beat man and zone coverage. It's really not that hard because of the alignment of your formation. You're in a tight formation. You can get your tight end and running back out here just for quick, easy completions. But understand that pocket presence is really important in this game as well. This is something I'll talk about all year because EA like that right there, where they're automatically going to drift your quarterback backwards on some plays. Not every play is this built into, which really doesn't make sense, but on certain plays, they will just drift your quarterback back like that, and that's going to make it so much harder for you to pass. So you need to take the snap, flick your left stick up to cancel your drop back, step up in the pocket, and there you see I'm able to find my crosser over the top. This play is really an everything beater, as I call it, a play that can beat every defense where you're not really having to actually read the coverage that they're in and you're quick snapping them. Like, it really doesn't even get any better than that as far as I don't have to read the defense and I can just snap the ball as fast as possible and read the defense post snap. But we go with it again right here where again we take the snap, we step up in the pocket, and you just see how exquisite my pocket is because it's so important. It's something I really have been preaching here, but also working on myself because you cannot afford to drift back in the pocket in this game. You will just miss passes. So that's really what makes this particular play so good here from Fresno State. But there's a ton of, like I said, other ones that I'll probably be breaking down in future. I don't know why I can't throw it to my tight end. Like, his button literally just disappears all the time. But like I said, I'll be breaking down some of these other plays that you can use here from this Fresno State playbook in future videos. But this one right here, mesh deep over, is one of the better ones because again, it's stock. You have a mesh concept and then you have a deep crosser over the top. Alright, so if you found this breakdown helpful so far of those two offensive playbooks here in college football 27, make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button. Again, I break down CFP 27 tips and tricks just like this to help you guys get better every single day, and you don't want to miss out on any of the content. So what do you think? Go down below, hit that subscribe button today, and let's jump to that final playbook you're absolutely not going to want to miss. Because that's going to be the best offensive playbook right now, in my opinion, here in CFP 27. It can beat man, it can beat zone, and it has amazing red zone offense. Let me introduce you to the Alabama playbook. Alright, so we are going to come into gun trips tight end, and our first play is going to be, no surprise, verticals, because this is another everything beater. A play that can attack every single defense in the game, really from one central route concept, alright? And so if you call your passing play and they don't get open, that's where pocket presence becomes valuable. But really, with this play against zone, you're just looking right up the seam, alright? The seam is going to be your best friend, and if they take it away like they did there, I was kind of hesitant to throw it because the linebacker was dropping, then you end up just checking it down to your halfback. Now, right here, this looks like an obvious cover 3, and so he's going to blitz, and so yes, I'm going to have my guy up the seam, and I'm going to use timing-based catching to make sure that I, or try to green that catch and basically guarantee a catch. Right here, more man coverage, but there's no contain over here on this side, so I'm going to roll out and then run out of bounds. So that's really what you're trying to do here with this play, verticals. Another one, like we talked about from Fresno State, where you're just going to walk up to the line and call your play. Now, that's also why it's so important to get rid of the ball early in plays and find guys quickly, because this game, like, I don't know what it is, sheds are absurd in this game, right? So, like, you could have good pocket, but you also have to make sure that you're moving around, stepping up, and getting rid of the ball right there. Use timing-based catching to make sure I bring that pass in. Once again, seam's going to be open, but that's a contested catch. And so greening that pass, really making sure that you're getting good with timing-based catching, as I talked about in previous videos, right? That's really going to guarantee that you're able to bring those passes in. Finding your running back open in space and hopefully you don't fumble is going to really be your best friend with this play. But this play is super easy. It's been good in literally every game that I played because of your ability to attack their defense in the toughest areas from a 3-by-1 formation. But let me show you another great play here from this Alabama playbook, because that's going to be PA scissors here from gun tight open. And like I told you from shift PA over double post in the first, playbook that we talked about here in this video, these reverse flat routes are going to be really, really effective. Now, what you could also do, especially if you're using Alabama, like in Road to the CFP, for example, you could put your gadget at halfback. And so what that does is it puts whoever your gadget 1 is, which for this team is Ryan Williams, it puts him at halfback. And so now what you're going to see is he's playing running back, and he's going to be, basically getting the ball out of the backfield. I started using this actually in Road to the CFP, and it completely unlocked my offense, because this is a game where you want to get the ball to your, most elusive players to allow them to get into space quickly. And so really what I like about this play is I'm not going to carry out this play action. The play's not that good like that. Like he could maybe create some separation, but what you want to do is, again, put him on this ship and release route. Because it's a play action play, you want to get rid of that play action, to allow for your guy to get out of the backfield immediately. So this can work right here. They're going to be in man. Again, nothing's guaranteed. A lot of these routes can beat man in this game. That's the key distinction. Like, there's no, everything or this play beats man every time. Not in this game. Like, there's no, glitch, flat routes, nothing like that. Like, these routes are good, but they can still be guarded. So basically what I'm telling you here with this is put your running back on the chip and release, call a good route concept around it with 2 drags across or maybe, and then live with the results of does he beat man or does he not, right? And so again, it's like going through the read progression right there. There was a hard flat on the field. I really shouldn't have done that. Don't want to force the ball to him. But right here, we're going to step over the pocket, and we're going to find our drag open underneath. So really, that's the whole point with this play. Again, it's really tough here in these videos because, last year, I really could just say, okay, this play is going to beat man every time. Here, it's like I'm just really hoping it does, and then, kind of just calling my play around it. Also, he's on a chip and release. So if you do get blitzed like that, he's not going to release out of the backfield, which is another reason why you can't necessarily bank on him, because he might not even release. And so you have to make sure that you have other options, around this play. So this is going to be PA scissors here from gun tight open. You guys play against man coverage. You're going to continue to play against man coverage probably all year. That's how good it is. And you have to have plays that can beat man. Again, not to say they will always beat man, but when you give yourself 4 man beaters like on this play, it's not going to be probably that hard to beat man consistently. But that's really what makes this Alabama playbook so great. Calling verticals to quick snap them with an everything beater, and then having a great play like PA scissors to be able to beat man coverage every time. Alright, so if you found that breakdown of the top 3 offensive playbooks helpful here in CFP 27, again, make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button. I break down college football 27 tips and tricks just like this every single day to help you guys get better, and you don't want to miss out on any of the content that I have. But if you want my full Alabama offensive ebook with even more man beaters, zone beaters, red zone offense, run plays to keep the defense honest, go to the link down below in the pinned comment. You can grab it today by using code YouTube to get 20% off. It's a full written breakdown for you to save on your phone and always reference during gameplay so that you never have to go searching through a video, and there's macros attached to it. But if you want to see my defense that pairs perfectly with it, check out this video right here. I'll see you over there. Peace.